Okay, so for this Pharm Friday, I wanted to prepare you for a drug called Sinemat. I'm not going to be talking about the drug because I have to prepare you to talk about the drug, because you need to know a little pathophysiology behind the disease process of Parkinson's disease to understand how the drug really works. So I'm going to take a second and draw some lovely pictures up here, and then I will be back to explain. Okay, I labeled this to the best of my ability. It doesn't look pretty, and I'm sorry. But if you have access to a computer, I recommend looking up a labeled picture of a neuron, and that will help you. Well, better than this, but I'm gonna try. So, this is so silly. So, you have this little round thing, and then you have this, which is called the axon, and then you have this up here, which is the dendrite. So basically, what happens is electrical impulses come through the neuron, and they go through the dendrite, through the cell body, and they come down the axon, and the axon carries the electrical impulses away to the next dendrite over the synapse. This is, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is like the big thing that you have got to understand. The synapse is a little space between the axon and the dendrite. Well, between the axon and then the next neuron, which has the dendrites. So it looks like this, and that's the little space. So the electrical impulse comes through here, the axon carries it away, it goes over the synapse, and then it does it again. So, also, I will point out the axon is covered in something called a myelin sheath. This is not important in Parkinson's, but it is very important in multiple sclerosis, which I suppose we can talk about later. But the myelin sheath is just kind of like a padding, almost. So in Parkinson's, they have a low amount of dopamine, which causes them to shake and shuffle and drool. But they have too much acetylcholine, which causes the muscle rigidity. You can't get them to, they're very rigid. Their muscles are almost locked. And you might think it's their joints, but it's really their muscles because they have so much acetylcholine. Now, dopamine and acetylcholine are both something called neurotransmitters. If you don't know what that is, it's totally fine. You can look it up. Neurotransmitters are chemicals in our brain that do important stuff. So when you have low dopamine and too much acetylcholine, that's when Parkinson's takes place. Now, I hope I explained this somewhat correctly. I feel like I could have explained it better if you could really see the whiteboard, but hopefully you can see it now. Next week we will talk about the drug called Sinemat. This is how you spell it. Very essential to Parkinson's patients.